Welcome to my channel. Happy 2024. If this is your first time watching, my name is Gigi and this is Styled by Glam. With the new year, I wanted to come on here and do a quick two-part series to kickstart our 2024. I know a lot of us in the new year want to get a refresh, a restart, and get ready to conquer the new year. And here is what I do to make sure I can manifest, plan, and organize my new year and make sure I get to see results by the end of the year. Part one of this video is going to be more focused on the manifestation and planning part. And then part two, I'm going to go into a little bit about the tools and what I use on a day-to-day basis to keep my work, my personal life organized and stay motivated. Let's get into this part one. All right, we're sitting down and we're getting into it. We are talking about manifestation and planning. I am a true believer of putting things into visuals. Now, before I go into the whole manifestation process and also planning process, I want to point one important thing. Don't make it just about the new year. You can do this any time of the year. If you fail or fall off track, doesn't mean you have to wait till the new year to start again. Sometimes it's just you have to be realistic about your goal and maybe make adjustments. And that's why it's so important to remember that and not get discouraged, because a lot of times I feel like when we make a New Year's resolution, we often give up after a week or two and feel like we failed ourselves. That's not a good way to start the year. So I just want to point that out. Your resolution doesn't need to be in the new year. It can be any time of the year. As long as you put your mind to it, you can get it done. And before moving on, if you are enjoying this video, I hope you will help me out and give this video a like and hit that subscription button and make sure to hit that bell to get notification for future videos. I usually do lifestyle and vlog content here, and I share also on my TikTok as well as Instagram a lot of fashion tips as well as skincare tips. So if those things interest you, I would love for you to join me, and if you do, don't be shy to say hello. I have my laptop here because I made notes and I make sure to want to share the right steps for you guys. These are the things that I've been doing the past few years, as especially I think during the pandemic when things kind of hit the fan and we had to really adjust our lifestyles, and I wanted to stay motivated, and I worked a lot from home and I'm still working from home, so it's really important for me to stay motivated and keep myself organized and keep myself accountable for all the things I want to do. And especially when I get visuals to help motivate me and inspire me, usually really helps me keep myself in check and make sure I keep my main goals in mind for the year. Step one, setting your goals. Setting yearly goals is very important, but I think the monthly ones are the ones we should focus on. And by doing that, we can stay present and make sure we're looking at our year in the bigger picture while taking little steps to attain it. For your monthly goals, make sure they're specific, measurable, and attainable in a realistic way. What I mean by that, for example, this January 2024, I want to make sure I post weekly on YouTube because I have been slacking due to some personal things that I had to deal with last year, mainly due to my dog Jelly Bean. She's a special needs dog and she was going through a lot of health issues. So I know it's not something that I should be hard on myself for, but in the new year, I'm making it a goal that I would start posting weekly again on YouTube because I do enjoy creating content for the channel. And again, this is very measurable. If I can see, if I can post on a week-to-week basis, easily attainable in that sense, and you can feel a more of a gratification when you get it done by the end of the month. Once you've set your goals for the year and for the month, now the next step for me usually is set my financial goals. Now, January is a good way to start, I think, but if you're any time in the year, if you want to readjust and revalue your financial goals, go ahead and do it. I think it kind of puts an ease to the mind. A lot of times I feel like when it comes to financial side of things, we tend to either try to avoid it or pretend it's not not happening because it is stressful. But I think targeting it, evaluating it on a month-to-month basis really helps us to stay focused, and that's what I try to do. I'm not perfect, but it is always a good way to keep myself in check. Below, I've linked this budget sheet that I use from the Savvy Simpsons. You do have to pay a little price for it, but it's downloadable and you get to reuse it over and over again. This budget sheet works really well for me to stay on track, and I've been using it and just monitoring my financial goals using this sheet has been so helpful, and it makes things less daunting because everything is actually written down. I'm not doing a guessing game. I'm not thinking like, oh, I don't even know how much I spent. I think a lot of times that's also the case. A lot of us tend to not think about it, but when it's actually in front of you, you realize it's actually not as scary as you thought it would be, and also you would see ways to better your situation. Okay, now the nitty-gritty is done. You've set your goals, you set your big picture annual goals, you set your monthly goals, attainable, realistic ones. So you do feel like you've accomplished something. I think that's really important. And then you've also set some financial goals to better whatever situation that you might be in. Now, the fourth thing in line is the fun part, which is the manifestation part, and creating a vision board of the things that you wish you would do in this new year. When it comes to vision board, I use two types of vision board. One is a physical vision board. The physical vision board, I use this one by Bold Tuesday. I will link the Amazon link below for you guys to check out. There's also other brand options as well, and they come with a variety of visual cards. The reason I really love this one is just visually very pleasing to look at. If you're OCD like me, this vision board is super easy to use. You don't have to cut anything or try to like make it aesthetic. Literally, it's just already set up for you. This vision board sits in my office, it's in my bookshelf. That way when I walk in every day, it's visually there for me to look at. And I love that I can easily update it. All I need to do is change out the cards, readjust it, and pull additional inspo for it. The second vision board, a lot of people probably use it already, and you've seen it probably in other videos, is using Pinterest to create a digital vision board. Pinterest and Canva will be your best friend, and it's so easy to use. It's free, so there's no cost in trying to create multiple vision boards if that's what you want. I personally do one main vision board, and I use it as my laptop as well as computer background. And the other tip is any pictures you pick, I think it works better when you pick pictures as if it's from your vision line, as if you're looking at it. Don't pick pictures that it seems like you're a third person looking in. I always pick pictures where it seems like I'm looking down at it, or I'm physically there and looking out at it. That way I think it really helps your mind to understand and visualize and manifest and think that it's already happening and you're there. And I think that honestly works so much better because you're really pushing your mind to believe that it's already yours. Another tip is if there's any objects in your vision board that you can actually physically attain and purchase, do it. Because then it also tricks your mind to really think that it is already happening. For example, this year my vision board has a coffee mug that I really like, and I went online. I literally went on Etsy to look for the exact coffee mug because that picture gives me inspiration and motivation for working and being productive, and I wanted that feeling right in front of me. And then the other one is books that, you know, might be inspirational that I have tagged in my vision board. I make sure to purchase them. Easy ways to make your vision board come to life any way you can will help you visualize and help you manifest. Now that you have your vision boards, it's time to manifest, meditate, and use the gratitude journal to help you really pull these visions to life. Now, the key to meditation and journaling is finding a time slot that works for you. I think a lot of people don't talk about that. A lot of times you see lifestyle vloggers or content creators, they have their 5 a.m. morning routine. They work out, they do their meditation, they do their journaling before the sun even comes up. Very realistically, for me, that doesn't work. I'm not a morning person. So find a time slot that works for you. It doesn't mean just because you're not meditating early in the morning, your meditation doesn't help you or doesn't work for you. I personally usually do it after I've had my coffee and let my brain wake up a little bit, and then I find the time and space to quiet down and do my meditation. For my journaling, sometimes I do it in the morning, but sometimes I do it at night. It doesn't have to be a specific time as long as it works for you. I do try to at least make sure I do the journaling on a daily basis and don't skip any days, because I do believe consistency is key, but it doesn't mean you have to be rigid in terms of your time. And the last part is finding books to help with your mindset. I know not everybody is a reader. A lot of my friends aren't, but I do highly, highly suggest finding books that can help you get your mindset to a right space. Even if you don't read the entire book and you just do a chapter a day, it would really help adjust your mindset. There's a few books that I currently have on my list. I'll list it below. Currently, I am reading Ask and It Is Given. My next one that I have in my checklist is actually this book, The 101 Essays That Will Change the Way You Think. Again, I'm not expecting myself to finish this book. I usually like to read novels, and that I can get through in like a day or two, depending on how thick the book is. But when it comes to these books, I take it by bite size because I do believe you digest it better, and sometimes you just need a little reminder throughout your day or throughout your week to adjust your mindset so that you can stay positive, so you don't derail your energy, and make sure you are attracting what you want for yourself. And that's it for today's video. This is part 1. Come back for part 2. We'll talk about what kind of apps and tools I use to stay organized and help me continue my year successfully and make sure I stay motivated and also stay accountable for all the things I need to do. Thank you for joining me. I'll see you in the next video.